Selva Oscura. Selva Oscura comes to us from the Italian. It means dark forest. I think the phrase will help us set the scene for our magic this weekend. If you've read your Dante in his Divine Comedy, he writes per particular translation. In the middle of the journey of my life, I found myself in a dark forest, in which I'd wholly lost my way. In context, and here for us too, it speaks of an indeterminate disorientation, being lost, being rudderless within your own life. I do not think it is a bold assertion to suggest that a lot of us these days and these nights are quietly laying in our beds, scrolling doomfully through our phones, thinking to ourselves but telling no one, what the fuck is going on? And the magic now, as I speak to you, on the day before I mark another spin around the sun in this temple of unclear purpose and wobbly hopes for anything good to come of me, is to stay here in the wild twilight. Watch the shapes make shadows across the forest floor. Hunger here to be dislodged from the progressing and the doing and the self-improvement. Swim in the shoreless sea. Well, this is a critical time. This is not to be feared. This is not to be turned away from. As we turn away, we teach our minds, teach our universe. There's legitimacy to what makes us quake, and we should be even more frightened should we dare to risk it again. But the wilds of the forest, the real and metaphorical wilderness our pathless journey takes us through, they're essential to us. They feed us and make it possible for us to know ourselves as developed, as true, as dark and lonely and full of real monsters though it may be. For it is one thing to know because you are gifted with imagination, know because you have empathy, know because you have a good head on good shoulders. But it is another thing to know because it cut you down, because it fed on your softness, because it took from you and it did not give back, at least not in a way you could name. And that can only happen by taking your soft heart, your soft mind, your soft, untried person, and walking alone in the dark and enduring the beast. Something might put its claws into you, and rake you through and hurt you. Some circumstance of your life might catch you off guard, might twist you and clutch at your wrist, and run you through the sharp spikes and thorns, and drag you as a petitioner to some red-eyed god that does not speak, but points toward an iron door set in the mountainside. It will be a time of initiation, where, as so many bright mythologists have noted, you stand before a threshold, and you may pass through, but you may never return the same way. I used to say that truly the worst part of walking through these types of woods, this type of darkness, this wild on your own, was not the fear that something might reach out and grab you. The worst bit is actually far worse than any clawed and sputtering animal lathering its teeth to make a feast of you and your intentions. Worse than any unseen drop from a great height, any transformation via death, is to walk those woods calling, is to reach your arms out into that vast, unknowable darkness, and have absolutely nothing reach back. That is the true terror. To be lost like a child who can't find their parent at the grocery store in your own life. To find no windows, just mirrors. To not know when rescue will appear, if rescue is possible. So it is a magic of the highest order to somehow remember that when you are lost, the unknowing is a beautiful gift. Selva Oscura appears again and again in the stories of all cultures. It appears until we know how to survive it. For me, I think of Alice in Wonderland, every sort of myth and legend we make. It is a crossing, a crucible. No one can make it for you as much as you may plead, and you cannot leave it until you find the way. If you find the way. If you're in a numb, fearful, floating place, as it is almost impossible not to be, remember there is great power in the dark forest, and tumbling through Wonderland. I cannot give you my map, because my map is not yours, and it will never lead you home. But I suggest you will find the way, especially if you do not fight it. Make a ritual. Dim lights. Build trust with your candles. Keep the music low. Perhaps you hold a piece of quartz crystal. Perhaps you will not feel a need. Get still in the dark forest of yourself. This forest may be outside. It may just as easily be found cross-legged on your bed. Stretch your stiff neck. Take a deep breath. Look around with your inner eye. Notice what is here, what inhabits this land and calls out, disregarding your presence, for its own kind. Make a beautiful place of the place where you are. Make a home here in the lost feelings. Make your shadow one with the shadows looming overhead. Bend to dance with the monsters in the trees. Make your body the moon. It's really quite lovely here. Perhaps less dangerous than it seemed from a distance. Perhaps more familiar. For most days this dance is enough, and here's where the ritual ends. With a deep breath, a sense of self-compassion, even wonder, for the beauty of how lost and witless and floating by the vagaries of a summer breeze you are. If none of it makes sense, you are doing it exactly right. And you can sleep in this world, and you can sleep in the forest a little bit more soundly tonight. However, with your forces marshaled, your bravery stocked full, maybe one day you think you are ready. Let the animals smell you. Feel the entropy and decay of this place. Let the light from your moon-glow face illuminate the footprints of those who have scraped and searched in the dark forest. Maybe you follow them. Maybe you say farewell to the creatures that have sheltered you. And follow the footprints deeper into the forest, deeper into the darkness, until you find your clearing, your God, your trial. The great relief of a clear test, a clear threat, a clear problem. With this image in your mind, you might stare down the God and rise up and spin on your heels, moving back through the forest to find some safety, some breadcrumb trail back to the security of what was, crawling if necessary. This too is a path. Sometimes the true truth is we are not ready, we are not capable, and we do wash away in these moments. Sometimes we get to try again. You find in some weathered stick a staff, in some jagged stone a spear, and you say to the razor-featured God as you step into the center of this lost place, I do not know where I'm going, and I do not know if I will like it when I arrive, but I'm going there because I must see what lies on the other side of this forest, because I'm capable and the dark forest is not forever. The Selva Oscura is a place, but it is not all places. Eventually I say we must. And I say this to you as a person who was born with a cord wrapped around her, or arrived with a little bit of death always near, befriended, peaceably so, but always near. When we back away and give up on important trials, we teach the universe that things have an inherent danger to them, a danger that is like a field mouse. When it knows a lion is stalking it, it becomes natural to fear, impossible to question. Sometime later, always, eventually, however, we see that an avoidant life, kiting the edges of a dark forest, is no life. A gift, a gift, a gift, a gift. Let the thing that is keeping you from your life smell you, smell your fear. Taking gentle care of yourself, do the strange magic that allows you to separate from that self. You be the hand that reaches out of the darkness. Become your Virgil, stay unfailingly by your own side. Find the sharp blades in the tree branches. Let the fireflies swarm and glow. Let the sound of the river cut a trail to follow. Look up and through the canopy. See the moon firmly above. Stalwart ally, at least some of the time. Tell your fragile, exhausted spirit this truth. Draw magic out of the earth below them where they kneel, trembling until you glow once more. I do not know where we are going. I do not know if we will like it when we arrive, but we can move forward together, one step at a time. And with this we close the ritual, bound with light and purpose, gratitude for the night birds, the long protective shadows, the veil of unknowing that kept us safe, into the cave of the razor god, into the peaceful hamlets we did not know were just meters beyond his shoulder. We trust in ourselves, and we go. Thank you for listening. If you like it, do the like and subscribe thing. There'll be more.